There is nothing. Only warm primordial blackness. Your conscious ferments in it. No larger than a single grain of malt. You don't have to do anything anymore. Ever. Never, ever. An inordinate amount of time passes. It is utterly void of struggle. No ex-wives are contained within it. You got it, sweet brother. Nothing upon nothing upon nothing. Coming right up, sir. Smooth passage. All right. Nothing town to fuck all borough. Do you want me to upgrade that to a one-way trip, sir? The song of death is sweet and endless. But what is this? Somewhere in the sore, bloated man meat around you. Like a fly to the ointment, your conscience sticks to it. The limbed and headed machine of pain and undignified suffering is firing up again. It wants to walk the desert, hurting, longing, dancing to disco music.
The stench of liquor rises from your mouth, and with it, an ungodly headache. A fiery streak penetrates your skull, trying to force your eyes open. It's a sound.
Somehow, you know what it is. A caprice to name a motor carriage. This fan has two chain pull switches. One ends in a tiny fan, the other in a light bulb. A truly horrific necktie has somehow attached itself to one of the blades. You swoop up and catch the tie. Snap! It's released from the blade. What you have in your hand is a truly hideous necktie with 4 or 5 different patterns. The knot reminds you of a noose. You hear a jingle. Keys are clinking in the pocket of your flare-cut pants. It says "Whirling in Rags" on the aluminium keyring. There is a single key on the ring. The number 1 is X. The Whirling in Rags is a hostel cafeteria on the urban coast, frequented by dock workers. A mirror hangs above a bent and broken sink. In a fierce discharge of masculine energy, someone has ripped hot water sprays from the base and steam covers the mirror. Suddenly, you realize you have no memory of the face that awaits you there, underneath the soft vapor. As you slowly reach your hand, abort. You clearly have not thought this through. You won't like what you see there, and you will never unbecome it. The window stands broken in its frame. Cold wind blows in. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The morning light hurts your eyes. It's hazy, but you see the ocean and some war-torn buildings. The shards face outward. Whatever broke this window came from the inside. A fine web of scarring covers the back of your right hand, but none of it is recent. More likely a projectile than a held object. There are no fragments on the floor from pulling a tool back in after impact. It is too large for a bullet, yet too small for a piece of furniture. The single green shoe you found fits the hole almost as well as your foot. Congratulations, you smashed the window with your own shoe. Now you only have one. If a cool wind gushes in, your toes curl up from the cold. There they both are. Two identical shoes. Like two baby crocodiles. Good, they're balanced. Comfy. Feels like the only good thing about you right now.
Hello, officer.
The young woman raises a cigarette to her lips. Her eyes are brown and her face is speckled with birthmarks. She can't be more than 28. A silver jumpsuit falls off her like scale armor, sparkling. This is the sparkle of too many nights out on the city.
No. Because you're a police officer, sir. I am, yes. Unless you've been feeding us a set of very well-rehearsed lies all this time. You've been here for 3 days. On official police business, no less. I couldn't say. In truth, so far, mostly drinking.
You have no doubt about the drinking. But do you strike yourself as a tight-lipped drunk? She must have heard something.
Could it be because of the drinking?
She hasn't had time to put her makeup on. This is her morning cigarette. She looks tired, her beauty waning faster than it ought to at her age. She nods.
There's a mercenary out back. He's been hanged. The body has been there for a week now. The locals probably got tired of it and called the cops. I didn't mean to overwhelm you with information. You seem a bit lost, officer. Don't be so harsh on yourself. They let almost anyone be a police officer. Of course. Be careful, officer. They don't like the police around here.
Something stirs in you as she's about to go. Call it an instinct, a need. She looks back at you, a light glinting off her eyes.
Yes. The dock workers are pretty cocky. They think they're police enough. At least here on the coast. I can't. You're in a hostel, sir. We are in Revachol.
Revachol is the disgraced former capital of the world, divided into zones of control under foreign occupation. Half a century after a failed world revolution.
You sure look like you're from Revachol. Revachol parties.
Her accent suggests she is not from around here. She's from Aranye, another part of the world.
It's 51. The current century? Centuries don't have numbers. They have names. Civilization has existed for 8,000 years, so you're right. There is nothing funny about civilization. There was the usual ruckus. Loud disco music. I couldn't say. It's impossible to hear people speaking from over here. Oh, yes. Various artists. Ostentatious orchestration, prime.
Oh, that. Yeah. Whoa. The less said about, OO, the better.
OO were huge where I come from. I was very young then, of course, like 7. Life gets hard, but I don't know about that. At around 2, a slow, sad song started playing, like organ music on repeat. That went on for quite a while. Yes, there was a church in there, a really small church, like the smallest, saddest church in the whole world. It was about that it doesn't matter anymore and that we're alone now. It was difficult to tell. The song itself was very quiet and soft, but you sounded like a winded boar, sir. It was hard to understand what you were singing on top of it. Yes.
It's impossible to say whether she's being sarcastic or real.
Then you started screaming and trashed the place. No, it didn't sound like there was a window was smashed. The tape player, probably. The song stopped. And furniture, too. A real destructathon. There was screaming. There was. I think you screamed that you didn't want to be this type of animal anymore. I went out afterwards. Everything was quiet by then, around 4 or 5. And that was it. Glad to have been of assistance.
A man in his late 20s stands behind the... Everything is cool between you and this guy. He's a big fan. Make some small talk. A competent work of taxidermy. The white and brown seabird lies among piles of coasters. Looks like the bird was ripped off the shield that was used to mount. This is the great skua. The seabird is the symbol for the discovery of the Insulindian Isola. The part of the world you are in. The small steel tag says as much. The great skua. Stegosaurus skua.
Look, your buddy is over there. Why don't you go and talk to him, okay?
He pretends not to hear you. A competent work. This is the great the small steel tag.
Look, your buddy... Why don't you go and talk to him?
He pretends not to hear you.
No, I'm not the
He's very animated all of a sudden. This seems like a touchy subject.
I have 3 cafeterias to manage. 3. She just, you know...
His eyes dart from left to right. This man...
So now you're a cop. Oh, forget it.
Hello, sweetie. You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting.
A bespectacled man in an orange bomber jacket is tapping his foot on the floor. As you approach, he narrows his eyes and extends on the sleeve of his bomber jacket, as well as on its back, are the same enigmatic white rectangles as on your blazer.
Hello, I'm Kim Kitsuragi, Lieutenant, Precinct 57.
You realize he's waiting for your name. Concentration makes you squint your eyes. Your name should be deep gold and orange, like a forest fire looming on the horizon, but mixed with the stench of liquor rising from your breath. You're 2 steps closer to it, but there are still many to go.
Okay then. It looks like we had a little scheduling error on Sunday. Saturday.
What he means is, he has been trying to meet up with you for 2 days, but you have been otherwise occupied.
If you don't mind, we should talk to him again. Ask him for a rundown of the area, now that I'm here as well. It also wouldn't hurt to assure him the police are finally here. In full force, I mean. Have you mapped out the initial interviews? Right. And the interviews? Good. But even if you haven't, we'll have time for that after we take a look at the corral. Have you removed the dead body from the tree? So, where it has been hanging for 7 days straight. We should go there as soon as we are done talking to the owner. After you, officer.
If you're about to embark on an investigation, shouldn't you have a badge?
You mean you don't have a badge? Losing your identification card is a serious matter. My vehicle has a shortwave. You can use it to report your badge missing.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi is now in your party.
Hello again, sweetie.
The lieutenant nods politely. Wait, who's Sweetie?
Why, you are, officer. You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your chin. Love can be cruel, sweetie. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Yes, dear. I'm
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
No, dear. I'm not quite that old, although I was injured in the line of duty. Oh, my. What happened? That's how I feel about the accident. I was a training and development manager at a rapidly expanding mail-order shoe company. You'd think it would be a safe job, but I had to be everywhere, and, well, I was lucky. This was almost 20 years ago, and I was compensated exceptionally well. No problem. Yes, officer. You look rather dazed. Like a stunned fox. But surely things can't be that bad. Oh my. You know where we are, right? That's right. And where is the Whirling in Rags cafeteria itself located? Yes. We're in Martinez, on the coast of Revachol. How would I even begin to tell you? Revachol... I haven't seen very many other cities personally, but everyone says so. Revachol is a rare jewel. This city used to rule the world. Speaking of history, you know what year it is, yes? That's right, dear. How splendid. Here, take this pen. Knowledge should always be rewarded.
Her relief is palpable. She was getting pretty worried about you there.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, no. Nothing like that, dear. Revachol...
I don't know. Still looks like there's a lot of hustling going on. Maybe she's wrong.
Oh, dear. This is troubling. You really ought to know that, being one yourself. But we should stop for today, sweetie.
She's scared now. She's realized you really are brain damaged.
A defeat, I'm afraid. The people of this archipelago tried to build something new, something different. It has something to do with everything. You didn't do too well, dear. You really only knew what year it is. It does look like you're...
A sigh. The lieutenant buries...
But maybe a fresh set of eyes is what the world needs. And while I'm no doctor, such bouts of amnesia are often temporary, so I wouldn't worry too much. Someone more educated in...
No, I'm not an encyclopedia.
Of course. Then I don't know. Someone...
That's a good point. This doesn't look like Rich Central.
Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my...
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree. I can assure you with absolute certainty.
Now, gentlemen, no need to squabble. I wouldn't be of much use to you anyway, sweetie. I really would like to help out, but I don't want to slow you down. Of course, dear.
Mr. Gart, right?
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from Precinct 57. This is an inter-district investigation, so joining me from Precinct 41...
What? What is this? A joke to you? Is this what you get when you call the police now? This guy? We've been waiting for a week here.
Sir, I am...
Yes, of course.
I know it took us a while to arrive at the scene, but it also took you...
No, I only just got here. It was probably...
Do you have...
As a matter of fact, I do.
This sounds like something you can use to call this Sylvie later.
You said you just got here. From where?
What, of Martinez? No, I live in Jamrock. I only...
But you still know your way around, yes? In case we need direction.
Yes, I know where some things are, but as I said, I don't live here. I just used to work here, and I'm not...
I didn't imply that.
He probably means this is where you step in and ask your questions. His face expresses. Ask him about the body's location before asking if he killed him. People give up information in the more innocuous questions, which you can...
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. They hoisted him up. That's easy. See that door there? First you exit through that. Then, to your right, you should see a big hole in the fence. A really big one. You can...
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents Franco Negro, sweeping over the plains and nations of the enemies of mankind. 5th century style. Unified currency and the concept of cool came in their wake. They wore lamella and carried guns. But first and foremost, Franco-Nigerian heavy cavalry was really, really wide. That hole in the fence must be enormous.
Haven't you asked me that already? What is it with you and this woman? Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back. And because I asked for her number.
Thank you.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching, not my employer conduct. Good for you. Was there something else? I'd like to get back to what I was doing. I don't know who killed...
This is it. He said they hoisted him up on a tree. Who is this they, if he doesn't know?
People are saying it was the union dock workers, that it was a lynching. The locals, the customers, the people who eat here...
Did the debarders themselves tell her?
I don't really know. I would suppose it's because they have no...
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company, I hear. A mercenary. The unionistas probably thought they'd send a message. What are you, crazy? Of course I didn't kill him.
The lieutenant turns the page in the little notebook.
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me 130 real.
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global reserve currency. Whatever part of the world you're in right now, it's safe to assume.
Wow, you're a genius. Yes, that's right, money. You owe this establishment 130 real. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay for things. Things like this hostel room, or 8 bottles of potent blend, and 9 packs of Royal Extra. We use it for everything, really. For survival, to pay me. Unless you want to become a hobo. Do you want to become a hobo? There's nowhere else to stay in Martinez, and it's a cold spring outside. Money doesn't make you happy. If you run out of money, you die. It's... Are you serious? From your work? I don't know. You can take...
Some do take recompense, but only to survive.
Yes, it is. No, you see, that's 40 cents. Cents are a form of currency 100 times smaller than the real. Yes, it is.
Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between what is asked of a person and what they have?
It does, doesn't it?
There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the pockets of his orange bomber.
I'm sorry, but he has to pay. I can't let him stay here any longer if he doesn't.
Officer, Maybe you're better off working this from home for now. You live in Jamrock, right? It's not that far away. Officer, you really need to take this up with your station. I have a shortwave radio in my car. Call them.
Good luck.
By the way, where is home? The address is coming up blank, but you've been at this hostel cafeteria for only 3 nights. Where were you before? In time or space? That doesn't sound like somewhere you can stay if you run out of money. You can try. Run some addresses in your head when you get the time. Maybe a street or an apartment will appear.
Yes? What do you want to know? I'm afraid you and I are pawns in a pissing competition. You don't know? I assumed you were in on it. That's good. Better still than an imbecile cop-off. It's just stupidity. We shouldn't waste any more time on it. If you want my take, ask me after we've inspected the victim. Later. Was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? Maybe you can tell me what you do know to help me narrow it down a bit. Then you are not that far behind, actually. Do you want me to brief you? 3 days ago, the RCM Emergencies Desk received a report about a security guard who was found. During that time, the victim had been stripped of his belongings. The caller did not identify him, but used the word lynching. There is an ongoing labor dispute between a security guard or worker of some sort. They didn't identify themselves in any way. The tone was muffled using a... There's a strong prejudice against involving the RCM in what's seen as union matters. The dock workers' union is the de facto police in Martinez. Now it appears they've started executing too. That's us, the Revachol Citizens Militia. We're the police in this city.
The RCM, or the Revachol Citizen Militia, is the police force you and him are part of. A self-organized peace corps of the occupied city of Revachol. The RCM...
Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our job to find the killer. That's the case. Uncover and arrest the... Good.
the RCM in Martinez. What can I help you with? We don't see a lot of Of course. What can I... Me?
She hides it well, but behind the sweat and dirt there is something else in her rigid posture.
Is there?
The quickness of the reply certainly does not prove you wrong.
I'm working. I have a greenhouse in the yard there. I've been trying to... Well, as you probably know, there's a cop...
Don't worry.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Salts? Ammonium salts? Perhaps useful for later.
Of course. Where to? There's the pier, the Cape Side apartment buildings, the harbor gates, some kind of commotion, I think, some shops and a bridge, just coast. There's a little fishing village there. It's just water. No, actually, I think they call it the Martinez Inlet. There are some islands in the bay. No problem.
She's very well composed. Back straight.
Of course.
If there's a corpse, then you're going to need those gloves for the...
Sure, keep them. I have another pair.
Before you stands a motor carriage. The bodywork is covered in blue and white livery. Vapor emanates from the large engine on the back of the vehicle. It has... This must be the infernal machine that tore you from oblivion. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a radio microphone on a hook, a pull-out toolbox under the seat, and the soft glow of the fuel preheater gauge. A scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oils washes over you. The frequency tableau lights up, and a green button labels the soft purr of electrical kittens. Radio waves cast far and wide over the metropolis.
This is Precinct 57. Hello, Lieutenant. How may...
Hello, Alice. Please assist our colleague from the 41st Precinct here.
Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it 1,000 times.
This is Officer Alice Demetri, Precinct...
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button catches your eye. You wonder what the lieutenant's default radio station is.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her...
Received. Hold on, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins...
Officer, I have Sylvie Malai. Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you? You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm...
Why not?
What? No, why would you even think that? Please, don't bring Gar into this. It's none of your business.
God, why can't you just mind your own business?
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. No, sorry, I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the...
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the...
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
What? Of course it bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here.
Legally, no. In reality, yes. Martinez is de facto policed by the Dock Workers Union.
I didn't want to get in.
Push her further. Show her the error of her ways.
The other people who live around here. You don't live here. You don't understand. Squealing? Please, I just didn't want any trouble. I didn't know I had to report it. I thought someone would take him down eventually. Yes, I know. It's just... Yeah, go on. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
Yes, you have obviously done something to upset her at the Whirling in Rags.
I'm not mad, it's just... You were so drunk and so emotional all the time, and then the skua thing happened. Just made me want to quit. The stuffed bird, the great skua. I think you said it had been giving you shit ever since you got there. Didn't seem like you had fun doing it, though. Yes, obviously. You were the worst client I've ever seen. And I've had sailors fighting, union guys grabbing my ass, kids stealing... Well, you were worse than all of them. Honestly, you were getting borderline aggressive. Even about little things like not turning down the volume at 3 a.m. I even liked one of those songs you kept listening to. We Go On, by the O.O. I can't listen to it anymore. To hell with that song. Then there was your room. Your project. I tried to send the cleaner, but you wouldn't let me. Threatened to make me... And then screamed something about how you're a piece of shit human being, and why does anyone even let you work as a policeman? That you'd fire yourself, but you can't even do that. And then I had to deal with your toilet. The one you clogged with police documents, causing water damage downstairs in the kitchen. I won't even mention you waving your gun around, harassing customers, threatening to sing karaoke. The ones I had to wrench out of your... Damn it, I don't remember what I did to your damn papers. I don't remember every little thing I do. Especially when there's a hurricane loose. It's your fault for losing them.
Something in you wants to immediately forget about this, as if there was a reason you threw them away.
No, you really weren't. You were simply the worst. God, I knew I shouldn't have brought it up. Just try not to call me again, and let's pretend it never happened. Wait, really? No, this is absolutely not true. I like Guard. No, I was actually flattered.
There's a pause. You can almost...
I didn't know what to say to him later. Then you came and destroyed the place. So I left without explaining. Okay, but please don't mess it up. Please don't take out your gun or something.
You hear a sigh of relief.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? Just a second, officer.
10-2, 10-5. This is 41st. Come in, over.
The man uses relay code. You've got this. You're a cop, and cops know relay code.
10-4, 10-5. What's your status? Over. 10-18. State your message, sir. I hear you.
Is it him? What does he want?
He says he needs money.
Don't give that asshole in.
All right. That's a negative on the additional funds, sir. Over. He says it's...
He isn't getting...
Request denied, sir. Over. Anything else, sir? Over. 10-4. Your badge should have most of your personal details. Look over that. 10-9, over. 10-4, message received. This is a...
Any other good news?
He's saying he lost...
He what? He lost his badge? Who lost his badge? Dick fucking Mullen. Who do you think?
It's Officer Dick Mullen from the bestseller Dick Mullen and the Lost Identity.
Dick Mullen is not your name. It's the name of a fictional detective who would not lose his badge. Defend yourself. Immediately. They're laughing at you.
He says this has probably happened to other police.
Oh goddamn it. Is he fucking...
Satellite Officer Vikmar is wondering if you might be joking and adds that this tarnishes the reputation of the entire station. Over.
Mullen dicked us.
He's asking you to stop.
Of course it's serious.
Satellite Officer Vikmar concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. 10-4, I hear you, officer. I'm just going to make a note here that you are in pursuit of your misplaced badge.
Fuck me. Mac, come here. You've got to hear this.
What's going on?
Super Cop here lost...
He lost his what now?
His badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asked you...
Why did he fight?
Sergeant Orson was wondering...
You don't have a comeback. Sorry. It's hard to think like this.
He's not replying. Looks like he's still looking for it. 10-9, come again. I didn't get that. Over.
New heights even for Captain Sober.
Ask him. Ask him if he's lost his gun.
Sergeant Orson wants...
Check your pockets. Check your... Holy fuck. You don't know where it is, dude. Okay, it's gone. You're...
10-9, come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your...
Even before you can get the words out.
He says he didn't lose his gun. Or his fun, whatever that means.
Ask him to describe it. His gun. Not his fun. Just the gun will...
Satellite Officer McLean requests a description of your weapon. Over.
It's a single-shot kill A9. An armistice, to be precise.
Says it's a kill 9... Armistice? What, is he a fucking...
Dear God, he lost his gun.
This isn't really a laugh.
Mac can face a giant of Coco Nur by himself.
Oh, I can't. Fuck. He lost his...
I'm not going to.
Ask him.
Sergeant Orson here is wondering if you are still in possession of your genitalia. Over. That's a negative. No.
What's he saying?
He,
The prick ate Mama's vanilla waffles at the captain's birthday party.
Sure her vanilla waffles were the only...
Shut up, Chester. This is... Tell him to apologize.
Sergeant Orson requests that you apologize for the claims. He says he's...
Okay.
Tell him to find his goddamn badge and gun.
Satellite Officer... 10-4, affirmative. Officer is in pursuit of his fire...
Oh, God,
Officer, do you need further assistance? Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
A metallic drawer slides out from...
Take what you need, officer. It's going to be a long case. I'm not protective of my tools, like some men are.
The pry bar feels nice and cold in your hand, useful for opening all sorts of doors and lids. It's robust, weatherproof, and well, lets you see things in the dark you would otherwise miss. The handles are long and slick. You can do good work with these. The pull-out toolbox slides back. The white suede feels luxurious under the top. As you tap on the gauge, the indicator pin jerks.
There's no use pressing the heat button.
Translation. We're not going anywhere right now. The worn and beaten wooden plank. Old call box with a matrix of push buttons lists all the companies in the East Delta Commerce Center. An off-key melody.
Kuno, please stop calling here. Grown-ups don't have time for your stupid games. Oh, I'm sorry, officer. I thought you were... But the doorbell is broken, and the bookstore shouldn't even be on the list.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. You ring the doorbell. What an ominous name for a hair salon. Doesn't bode well for anyone's hair. All you hear is static, but no one answers the call. You ring the doorbell, but nothing happens. You wait for a minute or two, but looks like someone has melted half the plastic off with a lighter. The doorbell doesn't work anymore. You hear static from the intercom. You can almost hear them breathe.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric.
She sounds almost antique, as if her voice was... Wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? There's no Tricentennial Electrics on the list.
My God.
The lieutenant.
It's you. My God.
She must be mistaking you for someone else. Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just please. Why did you even call? I don't understand. You've been gone for months. I thought you didn't care. Ever since I came to work here, it's been different. As if my mind...
A spot of static overrides her words.
It's so nice.
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now is static and waves washing ashore. Another seagull passes by.
I don't know what happened either. We should probably stop playing with this thing.
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read. No. Hold on. The last thing you need in your life is more hysteric emotions. Forget it. Find something else to do. Silence. No one's home at Fortress X. Silence. No one answers the doorbell. Nothing happens after you ring the doorbell. Silence. No one answers your call. This button looks new.
Huh. This button looks new. It's probably not connected yet.
If there ever was such a thing as an ugly kid.
Oh yeah, nappa gumpy, Kuno! Right in the dick, Kuno!
Love it in the...
The boy is sweating profusely. His eyes are like two black holes and his jaw is twitching as if trying to break free from the empire. The kid is obviously high.
The fuck? Does Kuno know what a rake is? Kuno's not a gardener. Alright, entertain the Kuno. Show me what you got. What you got there? What you got?
The kid moves his hands like a basketball player dribbling fast.
Shitload pig. What's your question?
Don't tell the pig shit, Kuno!
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions. Like a cop.
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno, you...
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch. That's all. Trap probably climbed. Kuno was... You heard Kuno. Kuno wasn't even in Martinez. Kuno... I don't know. Some fucking Mesk or I don't know. Some...
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds...
Why you gotta be riding Kuno's ass? You wanna know where Kuno was?
Don't tell him that, Kuno.
It's not fucking lame. Kuno's building Kuno's City. Night...
Lame.
That's the name of Kuno City, bitch. Get the fuck off Kuno's back. This shit ain't about that.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for the moment. If it's important, it'll...
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty, Kuno.
You're testing...
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. Fuck you. Yeah, whatever. Kuno does... Kuno's...
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a...
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that... Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
Watch out, Kuno! He's trying to fiddle you! He's gonna put his hands on you! Help! Pig's got Kuno!
Help! He's got the Kuno!
Everyone can hear. You need to get the hell out of here before.
Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit.
Yeah, that...
Despair creeps into you, getting fat on your weakness. You're still coming up with sentences. That's a step up from total annihilation, right? He watches you melt down, stop. Nothing you can say would make you feel any... Cop gives up the detective genre for social realism. Another police officer resigned from the RCM following a nervous breakdown. He now lives under a bridge, drinking and occasionally throwing excrement at passers-by, shouting, "I never loved that woman." When asked to comment, former colleagues objected to the theory.
Yes.
I am Kim Kitsuragi from
What? What is this?
Sir.
Yes.
I know it took us...
No, I only...
Do you have her?
As a matter of...
This sounds...
You said you just...
What?
But you still know...
Yes, I know.
I didn't imply...
He probably means his face. Ask him about the body's location before ask...
Behind... That's it.
This...
Behind this building, there's a courtyard. That's easy.
This man means the heavy cavalry of the innocents.
Haven't you asked me that? Okay, you got me. She went away because of the dead body out back.
Thank you.
Is it? Because I thought you were supposed to be investigating the lynching. Good for you. Was there some... I don't know who killed him.
This is it.
Oh, people are saying it was the Union dock work. The locals.
Did the debauch...
I would suppose...
You mean the strike?
Yes, the strike. The man they hanged was a security guard for the harbour company.
The lieutenant turns the page in the...
Let's go.
Not so fast. You owe me 130 real. Oh, excuse me. You owe me...
The IIR, or Inter-Isolary Real, is the global...
No, you don't owe me street cred. You owe me money. Let's see. Another thing you've annihilated is half the bar. You've run a tab of 30 real. What are you, a philosopher? Money is what grown-up people use to pay... Yes, it is. No, you see... Yes, it is.
Isn't it evil? The order of magnitude between... There's a shuffle of nylon as Lieutenant Kitsuragi looks for something in the...
I'm sorry.
Officer, maybe you're better off working this from home for now. Officer, you really...
Good luck.
By the way, where is... But you've been at this hostel cafeteria for... In time or space? That doesn't sound like somewhere you can try.
Maybe you can tell me what you do know. Then you are not that 3 days ago, during that, a security guard. They didn't. There's a strong... That's us. Just to be clear, we are police officers. It's our... I'm afraid you don't know. I used better still than an imbecile. It's just stupidity. Later. Good. Me? I don't see how my life is pertinent to the... That's a fair point. All right. For the good of the investigation, what do you want to know? No.
Your brain sends the signal to your lips, but they refuse the order. Something. It's like you're locked down.
Something the matter, detective?
What's going on? It's like the lieutenant relaxes his eyebrow, and you seem to regain...
That's because I'm half Seolite, or quarter. My father's father was from Seoul. So was my grandmother. But from my mother's side. It's a part of the world, officer. A geopolitical entity and a geographic division.
Seoul is a protectionist, isolationist, pan-Isolary state west of the Insulindian Isola. Actually, it's quite interesting. Some would even...
You're barking at the wrong tree. I don't speak a word of Seolite. I've never met...
A point of pride to him.
What do you mean? I have no idea.
The lieutenant's conceptualization skills must be rather rudimentary.
I can't say that it does, no.
The lieutenant produces... We all have our different mediums. His...
That's correct.
You feel a slight urge to put the lieutenant down for this. But you can't quite muster enough testosterone.
Are they? They're mostly just... Good. Let's change the subject. Yes?
The widow? Of course. Me?
She hides it.
Is...
The quickness...
I have a green... Well...
Salts? Ammonium salts?
Of course. Where to? There's the pier, the Cape Side...
Even all...
It's there. In the yard.
Even all the way over here.
What do you mean? Yes, sir.
He knows where we are. He just wants directions.
No problem.
She's very well composed.
Of course.
If there's a corpse, then...
Sure, keep them.
A single beep indicates that the line has gone dead. You hear static. You can all... She said, wait, but what happened to Slipstream SCA? She must be... Who cares that you don't remember her? Just go along with it.
Michelle, just... Why did you even call?
A spot of...
It's so nice.
She sounds like she's about to cry. She doesn't answer. Silence. The only thing you can hear now. Another seagull.
It must have been some kind of...
You press the number sign on the keypad that terminates the call. 12 name cards on the call box read. Whatever she says, it can't hurt you. You're a different person now. All right, maybe not healthier, but it's a bonus that you've drunk so hard you can't remember any of it. There's a light buzz as you press the door. There's the static again, whispering like a sea.
Yes, hello. This is Tricentennial Electric. Have you come to place an order?
Here come the bad vibes again. Relax.
It's you.
Wait, is she...
Michelle, why did you even call?
Is this some kind of joke? The voice from the intercom doesn't answer, but you can hear...
Ever since I came... As if my mind...
And then it hits you. She tries again not to cry, and still doesn't succeed completely. Her quiet sobs sound old and her sound melts into the static from a long... This is where you hung up the call the last time. A phone rings in the office with an old-fashioned chime, and someone walks by in a pair of heels. No one replies, but the static grows stronger like rainfall. Then, her words are too cold to comprehend. She smells of sodium lights and rain streaks on car windows. Eyes like pilot lights watch your shape in dark hallways, guttering.
So, It was a recording trapped in the circuitry from some ancient tenant. This sometimes happens. Shall we conclude here? We have other mysteries to solve. I don't have time to explain it to you right now. Maybe sometime later. Don't take this the wrong way, but during our short...
That is true. There are several footprints in the mud, left by work boots, anywhere from 6 to 12 heavy workers' boots with reinforced toes and hobnail. Isn't this something an industrial worker would wear? Maybe more than 12. No, 8 pairs of 1. Standard work boot, steel reinforced toes, number 40. 2. Standard work boot. 3. Hobnailed work boot, steel reinforced toes. 4. You don't know. It's a miracle you can tell the prints apart as it is. 5. 6. An aberration, light as air, even impossible to tell. Could also have been, you're not bad. It's as if the whole world darkens. Everything else has a thin film of unimportance on it, and the tracks burn. 7. The glowing outline of a standard work boot, number 46. But the imprints are twice as deep. 8. And yet another standard work boot, number 44. There's an aberration in the pattern of the sole, however.
I was pretty off then. I counted 20. I never got the hang of it. Hyperopia. Do you see anything out of the ordinary? 200? Could it be the combined weight of 2 people, one carrying the other who's tied up?
He might be right. 200 kilograms of living weight is unlikely.
Possibly, yes.
But why?
Yes, they could have used a makeshift stretcher or just march him up to the gallows. Even easier to carry on a stretcher, or between 2 men. Anyway, it's for future consideration. What else can you see? A woman or a kid? Understood. Anything else? Interesting. Let's name someone operating a workbench with a pedal, like a joiner at the harbor. Or maybe a drummer only uses their right foot for the kick drum. You're right, it's stupid. Perhaps it could be a driver. A driver would wear out the right shoe before the left. The accelerator is on the right.
He doesn't seem to hear you, looking south toward the track.
We should keep our eyes open around the traffic jam. See whether anyone strikes out as a potential A week, maybe?
It is not impossible.
I pulled last week's forecast for coastal Havashon. 7 days below freezing. The day...
Correct again. Sub-zero temperatures would preserve the tracks in a good state. The commotion here could have taken...
What do I think? A mob of people brought something heavy to the tree. Then, after hoisting him up, they stood in a semicircle facing his direction.
Indeed. They all stood in a row here and looked at the... Yes, everything fits so well. Carried him over, hoisted him up, watched him hang. The lieutenant's eyes...
Either way. What else?
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. It's nothing. Someone. Glad you asked. When junior researcher Olari Tal invented Eternite in the Vartna Polytechnic Institute, some 30-odd years ago. He thought it would last forever. Hence the name, because it's nice and orderly. Well-laid palette, rhythmic pattern, calms your mind. Mammals like this stuff. The corpse looks at you with bulging white eyes. The face around them does not look human. You seem to be holding your breath. A cargo belt twists his neck at an unnatural angle. The body below appears stiff. It's letting out an ungodly rot. The smell seeps in.
Active decay.
He's about to blow! Cop's gonna blow, Kuno! Kuno, the pig's getting pretty close to me. Looks like it's time for me to go.
What's going on there? Fuck are you trying to pull, pig?
You don't want to fuck with me. I got my hands bloody.
You can still see the top of her hat from behind the fence. If there ever was...
Oh yeah, nappa comfy, Kuno! Right in there.
Love it in the dick.
The boy is sweating profusely.
You should throw the rake at him, Kuno!
The language these kids are using. Pure, unfettered id.
The fuck is...
He's calling us Kuno! He says we're fucking each other!
Alright, entertain...
The kid moves his hand. Irregular speech patterns. Overconfidence. Could this kid be on drugs?
Shitload, pig.
This is where you quickly ask him questions. Real cop questions.
Just a couple...
Yeah, you...
Kuno...
He's trying to hide the fact.
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not probably climbed. You heard Kuno. Kuno... I don't know. Mesco.
There is no Night City anywhere. That sounds like the name of a city.
Why you gotta be right? You wanna know? It's not fucking lame.
Lame.
It's impossible to deduce what it is about, at least for them.
You're testing...
Get lost,
Right, pig. This is where Kuno plays with his little wooden choo-choo. No, it's not fuck...
He thinks you're fucking fool, Kuno! He says you climb the ladder up to your magic...
Get the fuck out of here, pig. Kuno doesn't have a Dunno. Kiptas gardener used to work there.
Kipt is a pejorative term used to describe people of South Seminese or Areopagite descent. It used to be a common first name among the Areopagites of Ilma.
Yeah, that's what Kuno said. She couldn't handle the heat, so she took off. Kuno can take it. Shit's nothing to Kuno. Look, Kuno doesn't explain shit. Kuno just said...
Yeah, her. What was she doing in the greenhouse in March? Fish is sometimes used to fertilize the soil a few weeks before planting something. Yes, it seems suspicious. You don't...
That's just some shit, Roof.
He's hiding something.
Pig, if Kuno was hiding something, it would be hidden.
But it is not hidden, is it, sire? You picked up on it. You should...
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. Kuno...
An inconspicuous pile of the roofing material, Eternite. Because there's a secret door. There it is. You see a shabby little door. Be still, my beating heart. It's amphetamine. Sweet amphetamine. The lieutenant isn't studying the powder in the mirror. There's a good vague way to ask where he stands on drug use. Professionally, I mean.
Perhaps not. This is below our pay grade, detect. See that ladder there? It's probably another way into the industrial harbor. Yes?
Looks like someone left his tarpaulin cloak hanging on the railing ahead. When the wind ruffles the cloak, you can most definitely see a white rectangle on its back.
Yes, it's probably yours. It bears the RCM insignia, and you have a habit of being careful. You could probably make the jump. You look like you've done some track and field in your day.
The wind is aggressive up here. The lieutenant looks at the enormous crane towering in the distance over the container yard. That machine is a Kvalsund 1020 HK.
Is it? Kvalsund makes a lot of heavy equipment, but I digress. We were focusing on your cloak here. What are we doing? We're awfully close to breaking, or it could be that we are just exploring. The cloak? I do think it's yours, yes. As to whether... well, it doesn't seem too...
The cloak looks like a bag of goodies floating in the wind. Who knows what its pockets may hide?
Yes?
A tarpaulin cloak with possible RCM markings is still caught on the railing. Nope, no. That's still too high. What were you thinking? You're not a gymnast. You're a boxer. And you've climbed way... You could have died there. Shit, 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 shit. I'm failing you. This wasn't part of our deal.
Hey! What happened? I understand. We can always come back when you are feeling better.
The war. Before you, this must. In the cabin, you are welcomed by a set of steering levers, a scent of leatherwork and heavy fuel oil, a metallic.
Tick.
The pry bar feels useful for opening. The handles, you can do good. It's robot, lets you see things. The pull-out toolbox slides back into its nest. The frequency, the soft. Operating the radio is easy. Just be confident. You've probably done it.
This is Officer Alice Demetri.
Under the green prime line, a yellow saved button.
Of course. What is the number?
Yeah.
Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do? You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
What? No, why would you be... Please.
God, why can't...
I already said I don't want to talk about this. You're messing everything up again. No, not me. What? Of course it... No one called... You know, what the union says goes.
Legally, no.
Mm-hmm.
Push her further. Show...
The other people... You don't... Please,
You can almost hear the girl getting smaller on the other.
Okay. You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
You know whom? What? No, what? Please.
God.
I already said... You mean, why did I leave the bar?
Why not?
You know whom? Maybe, I don't know. I do hope so. Please, don't.
No, she doesn't have a problem with you. It must be someone else she's angry about. Some other guy. Trust me, you wouldn't want to be the... No, you're the guy. You're Lieutenant Love, matchmaker extraordinaire. Help the poor girl out, lest she turns into a spinster. Oh yeah, my point exactly. You know what you've got to do. First, you think you can do that, Lieutenant Love?
No. What? Oh God. Please, just stay out of my...
What? What is...
Call was terminated by the other party. Anything else, officer?
It's on. The love quest is on.
Just a...
The man...
1018, state your message, sir. He says he is and request denied, sir. Over. Well, he says he is and request denied, sir. Over. What did he say? Did you want anything else, sir?
He's trying to keep you from further embarrassing yourself.
Let us address them now, sir. Over. 10-9. 10. Any other key say? You what? Cool up, Dick. It's off.
Dick, defend yourself. Immediately.
He's asking you. Of course. Satellite Officer Dietmar concurs. Losing your badge is serious. Over. 10-4. I hear you, officer. I'm just...
Fuck me. Back.
What?
Soup? He lost his badge. He lost his goddamn fucking badge.
He asks you to...
Why did he fight?
Sergeant Orson.
You don't have a...
He's not... He asks you...
Why?
Sergeant Orson.
You don't have...
He's not replying. 10-9 come...
New height?
Ask. Sergeant Orson.
Check your pockets. Check your... No.
10-9 come in, officer. Did you get my question? We were wondering about your...
Lying? Over the phone?
He says he didn't.
Thank God for that. Losing his badge is bad enough. Tell him to
We're all glad to hear you've not lost your gun, officer. You need...
Wait. Before you say anything stupid, think it through. Be smart about this. Ask if he's there alone.
10-4, sir, I'm not hearing your question. That's a negative, sir. I got a 10-12. Visitors present here. Over. Well,
Does he actually want something, or is...
he asked if he ever told me about...
For God's sake, cut this shit!
Sir, Satellite Officer Vicmar. So, was there anything else? 10... excuse me, sir? No, sir, I haven't. You're not really keen on mentioning your home life, so I've always assumed things weren't that good on... 10-9, repeat message. I didn't get that, sir. Over.
What? What?
He seems intoxicated.
Mullen's drunk and emotionally aggressive.
Wrap it up. Don't indulge in his drunken antics.
Understood, sir. Over. Roger that. 10-10. Over and out.
As you tap on...
There's...
Translation. We're not...
Hello again, officer. Well, this might be the last snow week. Snow has nutrients in it. Helps everything green up in the spring.
Yes, think about the cute grandma, not the weird snow.
A bit much? What are...
She feels interrogated.
Relax, miss. This is not an
Nitrogen and sulfur mostly? And whatever factories?
Stop looking at her. Look around. What do you see? That's right. And the canal, the bookstore, the harbor gates. This is a great vantage point for keeping an eye on you.
No, of course not. I don't understand what this is about. The kid did this, right? The red-haired rat? Can't say a sentence without or kipped. He's always giving me trouble. Maybe you shouldn't be. I mean, you do your job?
You've been resting here for quite a while.
Yes.
I understand. Yes.
There's silence, the smallest of smiles.
That's okay, miss. Do what you have to do. I think we're done here. Let's go.
Excuse me? Oh. Well, okay.
I am a gander and a hunter and a gatherer. Feel...
A simple little cadence. He seems to be making it up as he goes.
From another planet. It's the jam, my man.
The air from the east is thick with the smell of crude oils, heavy metals and other byproducts of the...
It's a traffic jam for the ages. Harbor gates up the street are shut tight. No Meanwhile, we're all stuck here in long-haul limbo for days upon days upon days. Feels like forever. Like I was born on this here roundabout and this was all I ever knew.
Mazout is an antiquated term for heavy fuel oils. This man has a barely suppressed performative streak, or he just likes unusual words.
Yeah, Imagine, it's been a whole week already. So tell me, what do you need? It's like, whatever's going on over at the docks.
Going on strike would probably help you dodge a bullet or two.
Some pretty wild stuff, I hear. Like a giant new power crane in half the company? I forget what exactly. I've heard talk there's a company rep in town too. Like a strike negotiator type. They'd know what's up.
Ah, yes, from the Wild Pines. We'll meet her soon enough, I'm sure.
They want to keep that money flowing.
He doesn't blame them.
Maybe you should.
The RCM is a self-managing organization that operates on donations. We promote our own leaders. Okay, but do continue. You were asking about the strike.
Anything else? Yeah, this ain't really my area of expertise. Us lorry drivers, camionneurs. You still hang around here waiting for this. Not my thing. Chasing transient pleasures is a drag these days. I prefer the examined life now. Thinking, reflecting, observing.
He tries his best to look nonchalant, but there's a rigidity in him, as if trying to conceal something warm and deep beneath a cool exterior.
He ain't one of us drivers. I know that.
It's easy to see he's telling the truth. He's kept his nose out of the dark stuff.
Analyzing the fundamental structural and psychological conditions of being stranded in the midst of a sea of motor lorries and their sad, despondent chauffeurs.
Ask for his conclusion.
A sense of surprise there ain't more bodies hanging from more trees. Oh, high-grade narcotics, illegal firearms.
Relax. He's merely joking.
Ha! No, I'm joking, my man. Found runs a nice, clean business. This Holocaust, they usually get shipped to Grad in the Occident, though we've been making headway in the Il Moran market lately. We're pals and all, but I can't just freely hand out the merchandise. This rockin' beauty sure is like a rash you can't get rid of.
A motor lorry, also called a camion, on Caillou and neighboring islands. This one looks roughed up enough.
Good eye, my man. Yup, she's an old one, but reliable. Me and her spent a long time together. Not unless they've illegalized sports equipment while I was on the road.
The man taps his fingers rhythmically against his arm.
Huh? Oh. No, I ain't got any money. They don't want to pay for unfinished. The bosses, man. Yeah, it sure ain't good for me. Or you. I'd spare a coin or two for a city cop down in his luck. Don't be a stranger.
An old monument stands in the middle of the traffic island, pointing toward the sea. It looks as if it's been reassembled piece by piece, secured and mounted in the air with the aid of numerous ropes and rods. A silver plaque on the statue's pedestal reads, "I am Philip III, the Squanderer, the greatest of the Philippian." As you look up, you notice something about the statue. There are some odd indentations on the king's chest piece. Even by the standards of the Philippian kings, old Samson, well, he blew through the whole national treasury, starting the decline of one of the penultimate century's greatest superpower. His own maladministration foreshadowed the fall of the monarchy during the anti-centennial revolution. Stories have it that he had his bedroom converted into a treasure chamber, where he called it the Sol Auron. It was obscene. There were whispers he slept on a huge pile of gold-dipped feathers, like some obese dragon, instead of a bed, like a... But wait, you haven't even heard about his fabled You see, old Philippe wasn't just good at squandering the national treasury on gold and ceremonial weaponry. He was all... That's what the revolutionaries said 150 years later, right before they emptied out the royal mausoleum and dumped His Majesty's mortal remains in the Insulindian Bay. Cocaine. His Majesty's courtiers said it helped him connect beneath the cold waters of the Insulindian Bay, thrown there by the revolutionaries after they cleaned out the royal mausoleum. The original was blown apart by communards, then further damaged during the landing of the coalition's airships. Most historians think the coalition's hasty landing may have ultimately saved the statue. If the communards had more time, they would have reduced it up to even finer. Some years ago, a group of liberal, artistically inclined individuals, designers mostly, the statue is supposed to capture the moment it was blown apart, like an instant frozen in time, a rare butterfly trapped in amber, floating on a sea of shit. People in Martinaise tend to disagree, as do many prominent art critics and thought leaders with more nuanced social awareness than the young ironists. Those critics might have it wrong though. There's more to it than just ironism, but you can't say what precisely. Perhaps this art mystery will be solved at a later time. Philip III, the squanderer, however, not that he ever did in life either. Something with great kinetic energy seems to have impacted the cuirass. Someone shot him in the heart. Interesting.
Okay, I can see it, but Well, Martinez is riddled with bullet holes. This place saw a lot of action during the revolution, but the statue is recently renovated, so maybe a joke? Target practice or a political statement? If we connect every bullet hole in Martinez to the murder, we'll get an I've made a note.
The king stands high above you. The small, wrinkled woman does not greet you. She nods along. The photo, an ambrotype from the turn of the century, as golden as her smile. No response wherever the...
Wait. She's just... Why? I just told you why.
Bastards! We have a right to work! Hold up and stay frosty.
You here to fuck with us? Beat the honest worker down. We're here to fight for a cause. Stripes usually have problems with people who have causes. Good. We're fighting for a cause. Besides, we're not that different. It helps if people see us talking, cops and strikebreakers together. Shows authorities are on our side. Builds confidence. Rights of people. Rights.
His manner of speaking is wooden, the tone of voice bland and uninspired, almost as if compiling.
Maybe you should ask them the questions, like, we have families to feed, you piece of...
So do we, Scott.
Honest men and women with rights to work, to be useful, not toys for... We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If you...
I have a question. Why do all these...
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. The rule... We were promised work. We'd be in there, working. Main gate's locked. Would take heavy ordnance to bust it open, but try to get in through the secretary's office. Door's locked. The guard's blocking the way. And I don't mean the scrawny mess punk either. I mean head measurer. Or what? Huge Seminese guy standing up there on the overhead passage. Won't let anyone... Bad. Standing on a narrow bridge, he's got a strategically I don't know how the Union has a trained killer up there. But that one's no joke. Why don't you go arrest them?
It would be better for the neighborhood if you went home.
No! They will give up eventually. Or get drunk. Leave the button unguarded. When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act, beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers.
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of his shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers. Silence is the answer. There's something. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Big mess caused by Union greed. But I am...
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems more brutal.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell? Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. What's it to you? No, don't think we've met before. I came to help out.
Every once in a while, it's like you...
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs. Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
We're done here. I have a strike to break.
Scab?
You're hazy on the notion of a scab. Smells like politics, though.
A kind of a worm, content with mere survival. They come, they want to do our job for shittier pay, screwing over both themselves and us. Everybody loses. Beats me. Somewhat. Gotta be bloody stupid or freaking evil to scab. Or I guess scared, maybe. But scared of what? Of who? Personally, I'd rather beg than scab. If the gentleman shouting on the street came begging, maybe they'd have gotten something. We've explained the matters, but they don't listen. This
big guy. He means the leader of the scabs.
I was just messing with you. No one's ever seen a cop scab. Imagine, you cops going on a strike, but then another cop comes in and says, "Let us cop for less money." Speaking of, what brings the RCM here, to the Wild North? Come to see the strife? Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. You'd never see me investigating a murder. I don't believe you. Post Laventurier said the same thing. They tried to get me to be their postman. So, it wasn't. I'm doing much better here at the harbor. Being an honest union man with a... My friend, I respect the right to roam. I don't operate in that capacity. I'm not a granter of passage.
If it's so simple, why did the scab leader warn you of the guards blocking the way?
Aye. Walk right past Measurehead. Yeah, the 2.5-meter tall Semini Supremus is there. Then press the button, then go past him again, and you enter the harbor through the office. Está. Don't worry, I'm sure it's not complete. Or you could convert to his Semini Supremacist worldview. Or... Not yet, no. He's... incredibly Sure. Murder, huh? That sounds like a lot of hard work. Probably not. I wouldn't even... Murder, huh? I don't believe you. It wasn't. I'm doing much better here at the harbor. Being an honest dude... Sure thing, my friend. I can help you out.
The coin narrates.
Oh, I'm sorry. Didn't mean... Was not meant as...
Lieutenant Kitsuragi picks up the coin.
Right. Always glad to help out the RCM. We're on the same branch you in. You know, serious business.
He's a chatty guy. Wants to talk about the strike.
Welcome to Revachol.
Don't you welcome to Revachol me. My grandfather came here from a 3,000-year-old racist isolationist. Every school of thought and government has failed in this. It's men like you who keep Revachol.
What he means is, fixation on the Revacholian nation makes it harder for Revachol to actually attain self-determination.
Oh, commandement.
I know exactly what you meant. But you see, I'm an officer.
Silence. Your partner needs backup. Now's your moment to shine.
I haven't learned anything. Whatever you say.
He smells of heavy motor oils, and his breath of high top.
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while. A month, 2 months. Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something.
Look, as detective. Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man.
Koiko may be another derogative. For a person from Grad,
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow him down South Yekokata.
In fact, Yekokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological.
Yeah, you know, Grand Nix. 'Cause that's what they're all called. Koiko Pichik. Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of net. Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet?
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling.
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter. Had a royal license. Sure fucking is. We have a guild, and every... Goddamn right. They've been trying to trusting street thugs with their...
Yes? Excuse me? You have a distinctive way of walking. I hope you don't take this the wrong way. It's just a collegial observation. They say it's a scene-clearing technique developed by one of your lieutenants for gathering evidence. It's erratic, yet thorough. Prioritizes containers.
Yes, but containers contain things, shiny things. They're interesting.
I don't know. Containers contain, I guess. I'm making assumptions. What do you want to know? No, it's not a particularly. The deceased is a security guard for a corporation involved in a labor dispute. It doesn't take a DeLorean polymath to put the pieces together. I just don't see the case getting more mysterious. Then you are in luck, because...
Is this a strike then? Or the first shots in a workers' coup?
I expect the case itself to be less challenging than navigating these community matters. Strike.
You feel something rising through you. A familiar feeling, an opinion taking form.
Politics is habit-forming and hazardous.
From an imaginary fan.
Now, was there anything else you wanted to know about the case? You mean like a brief? During that time, the victim had been stripped of his... Okay, then. Good.
He's having trouble processing it, believing it.
Have you tried concentrating on something other than your personal affairs? Try work. The case, not a fan.
The RCM deploys a self-styled structure called the Decomptage as its chain of command. Every lieutenant is responsible.
Fine. We should get through this day first. Off hours begin at 9 p.m. If you're still having trouble then, I can give you an orientation. Really? You look fine to me. This psychodrama...
Clearly, he prefers to think you're malingering. He cannot fathom that anyone could drink.
Then you should consider seeking medical attention. You can use the radio in my kinema to call...
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse.
Fuck does Kuno care? You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack.
He can't.
Pigs can't How did you like it in there, pig old boy? Kuno's got a lot of cool shit there, right? Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
What?
Fuck your shit back to normal.
Well played. No one saw that coming.
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired.
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
You could use some.
Yeah, it's the mag. You fucking need that shit to stay.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's gonna use it against you, Kuno.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't...
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're gonna OD and you're gonna fucking die.
Is it? You got pretty fucked. Kuno's surprised you've still got your head after all that. Don't sweat it, drunk pig. Kuno will keep...
He's saying you climbed up there. He probably saw you do it. Yet, that conclusively explains how the coke got up there.
Course you fucking can. How do you think Kuno made all the docky boys his gimps? Just gotta fly. Kuno knows. Kuno and C saw you shit yourself. It's a...
That's all there is to it then. Don't be a pansy. Just jump.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk. Pig, do you... Kuno's cruising his bitch on the town, and the bitch comes back griefing...
Get the fuck out of here.
The pants are totally okay. Don't listen to her. She's trying to give you body image problems.
The fuck about it? You're testing...
Get lost.
Yeah? The kingdom of Kuno. Look at that fucking shit. You're trying to get... Fuck does Kuno...
It's a trap, Kuno.
Whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his... Kuno doesn't...
Hear that? Magnesium. That's what you're lacking. The lack of magnesium has you slouched. Yes, and it's critical. Look at yourself. You're practically... You need to get so magged up. You've probably had 2 heart attacks and a minor stroke already. And the only prescription is... Yes, if you want to live, you need to evolve. You need to transcend the carbon barrier. Go to the apothecary and...
Hello, sir. Step right in. Are you interested in a new and exciting... It's a bookstore, sir. We sell books, postcards, and...
Books? Postcards? Easy. Even a kid would know all of this. Don't be a fool. As an expert, it's your duty to tell what you know to everyone.
Sir, are you okay? You've been standing here silently for a while. Okay, sir. I'll try to answer any questions you have. My name is Annette, sir. My mum, her name is Plaisance. Feel free to step in and browse our wares. I'm signalling that the store is open. Otherwise, people might not know. They'd miss out on the crime, romance, and biographies of famous people. Thank you, sir. I'm happy to help Mum out with the store. I do my studies at home at the moment. I have to help Mum keep this place running. Mum says it's necessary to do both because it builds character. Mum says a proper worker is dutiful. That's how you get ahead in life. You succeed.
There is stress and unease behind these words. She's reciting it.
Mum says it's peachy. She was a little afraid at first. There's talk about this house cursed in the way that makes them say that no business has ever really thrived here, sir. Exactly, but we've been doing fine so far.
We can go into the bookstore and ask about the...
Yes. Please do also look at... Nothing really, sir. Mum doesn't allow me to sneak around in the back rooms or the cellar.
It does not manifest itself in any way. It does not... No, sir.
Maybe I can tell you about some of our... Crime fiction is about murders or burglaries or things like that, and the work of a policeman. It's exciting to people, I guess. They get to imagine danger. You don't look much like a policeman. Didn't mean to offend, sir. Sorry, sir. It's just that you don't look like Dick Mullen. Head?
No. Not head, child. Heads.
Isn't that very dangerous? Unlike you, sir. He's just a fictional character. Maybe you can show me some real police work, sir. Like in the books.
The girl keeps her hands folded, hidden.
What do you mean, sir?
She looks around and the lieutenant stands by, looking at... She brings out her reddened hands, her nails fret.
And you knew this from me keeping my hands folded? Well, that proves nothing. Anyone could do an easy deduction like that.
She nods, half provocative, half enthusiastic.
Maybe so, sir. Okay, I know it's a bad habit, and I shouldn't. It was okay, sir.
There's more that can be achieved here. Ask her to do the same.
You're quite sober.
The lieutenant does not flinch at the comment. He does not flinch even a single bit.
Because you usually aren't. I sure hope you are.
There she stands, swaying on her feet. There's something you're missing.
It's the type of book where there's a... Or there could be a story about a poor lady getting a rich man. It's about man and lady business, sir. I haven't read many of those. Maybe you should ask Mum. I don't think it's a romance story if the main characters break up, though. Sometimes they break up for a little while, but then they always get back together. That's really not a proper romance. Not in romance books, sir. These are about nice and pretty people. Maybe some about other books? Oh, kings and queens. I think that's why people read.
Seems like most people who read those books fail to get more famous from reading them.
But it does make the famous people more famous. Okay, sir.
A man is sleeping at the table, wearing mud. A colorful piece of plastic is dangling from his carabiner. Makes your fingers itch. On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
It's a dock worker's ID, doubling as a shift card and a job permit. A young, able-bodied man stares back at you from the photo. Santiago S. John. Your fingers find their way into the shackle, flicking open its spring-loaded gate. The man emits a loud snore. Is he about to wake up? Doesn't look like it, but you never know. Better be quick. You slip the plastic ID card out of the loop and pocket it. The man, just for the record, you look nothing like the man on the document. The sleeping dock worker has little to say about your... That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's all... Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemon? Wait, the lieutenant nods.
You're a handsome man, officer, with your love camp. You must for... I'm Lena.
This Lena is wacky enough for the motley crew. Hire her on the spot.
Oh, sweetie, I heard your conversation with the manager about your financial trouble.
You must...
It's not easy to assert your right to a decent living wage when you don't have a strong union behind you.
Interesting idea. This Everard sounds powerful. Maybe you can wrangle some coin.
Oh, no, I'm so sorry. I don't have money for you. If there's anything else, Yes, officer. You look... Oh, my. That's right. Yes, indeed. We are in the fine city of... Yes, great. See? We're getting... How would I even begin to tell you? I haven't seen... Speaking of history... That's right, dear. How splendid.
Her relief is palpable.
I can tell that this is taxing for you, so I'll just ask one more question. What regime are we living under? What mode of government? Oh, sweetie. It's really not. Revachol is a zone of control.
But they still have cops.
Oh, dear. But we should stop for...
She's scared now. She's realized you...
defeat, I'm afraid. The people of... It has something to do with everything. Someone more
No.
Of course.
That's a good point. This doesn't look like...
Of course, dear.
Can I help you? What thing? Yes, not the... They come...
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men...
There are these things called days. You sleep between them. He's saying they'll come after. By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Another thing. Yes. God.
Oh, but he should be. Lay it on him. Life doesn't have a back button. Now get off your ass and speak the truth about Sylvie the whore.
Wonderful.
It is.
What? What does that mean? Cock carousel?
Yeah, this feels right. It feels...
God, does it mean you...
What else do you need? The man leaned.
She broke the bird, you know. The great skewer. I should have known. It was her way of...
Or you broke the bird. It can all... Yes, the bird is connected to this. It's a symbol of hope, and she broke it.
No, it was her. She's off to ride that carousel. You ride the cock carousel until the clock runs out. Here, have the rest. Now, let me have a drink and think about this shit for a moment. On my own.
And there we have it. Isn't that beautiful? A thin man is smoking below and as you step in, he nods toward... Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't... The man puts his cup down and replies something. His left hand drawing arc. He smiles. It's almost like music. It's... You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's paint.
You do? It's a...
The winch. Outside. In the backyard. Remember? No? Your fingers do.
Well...
It's hardly a side investigation. You already have a name for it.
Gart is the person to ask about this. The cafeteria manager.
The cobalt blue surf, old cobalt paint. It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half. The door does not budge.
Can I help? Another thing. Oh, yes, that... No, I don't have a key. I don't know how to get there. Or some boring storage...
He's attempting to maintain an air of indifference. It's absolutely not convincing.
Fine, okay, a little. But my job doesn't leave me time. So, I haven't opened it. I have cleaned the whole place 100 times over, though, after the animals. And I haven't found a key, so good luck with that. Yes?